Let's go to a place where everything is made of blocks, where the only limit is your imagination. Let's go wherever you want to go. Climb the tallest mountains. Venture down to the darkest caves. Build anything you want. Day or night, rain or shine. 'Cause this is the most significant sandbox you'll ever set foot in. Build a majestic castle. Invent a new machine, or take a ride on a roller coaster. Play with friends. Build your own little community. Protect yourself with the strongest armor that you can craft, and fight off the dangers of the night. No one can tell you what you can or cannot do, with no rules to follow. This adventure, it's up to you.
Minecraft is a game that needs no introduction. It is quite literally the most popular game that's ever been made. If you haven't seen, played, or heard of this funny looking block game, then you might unironically be living under a rock, because Minecraft recently just passed 1 trillion views across all of its contents on YouTube. So not only is it the most played game of all time, arguably it is also the most watched game of all time. But I'm not a villain, so let's get into a brief detail of where Minecraft started for people who don't know. Minecraft had one of the most humble beginnings I've ever seen from a game. I mean, can you guys look at this? This game is fucking terrible. I'm sure anyone who's even slightly invested in Minecraft has heard this 100 times by now, but Minecraft was originally called Cave Game and looked like this. It was more or less a sandbox space where nothing happened, so there wasn't really much sand in the box. It was just, just kind of a place to be. Nothing was happening because there really wasn't anything in the game yet. Notch, the creator of the game, was working on the project more or less by himself at the beginning and didn't really have the money nor the manpower or motivation to finish the game out, since, it hadn't had any traction yet. Now, I will add that Minecraft is heavily connected to YouTube and general content creation as a whole. There wouldn't be Minecraft today without YouTubers of the early 2010s. They had a huge contribution to the progression of the game, not through suggestions or updates, but through marketing and advertising, more or less. People on YouTube began to grow a little attached to this unique looking block game. After several updates and patches, Notch added many other blocks and monsters, mechanics, and otherwise, so it began to draw more attention. You see, while Minecraft was in its infancy, so was the entire gaming sphere on YouTube. People were uploading footage of gameplay back then, but nothing had really caught on yet besides some communities in the shooter genre and a couple other niche categories on the site. Gaming on YouTube wasn't always this humongous Goliath of content creation where millions of views would get uploaded every single minute of the day. It was a small circle, and this game that became an open-ended, unique sandbox experience was a perfect catalyst for what everyone knows today as a Let's Play. Since Minecraft, at its core, is a game where every world is different, and the randomness of the game means that even worlds that are similar will play out a little differently, and depending on how you influence them, this made it so that every world was personalized. Nobody would be having the same experience as someone else, meaning that YouTubers or people just wanting to make videos on the game could use it as a sort of seed for telling their own stories, recording their own experiences, and sharing that unique experience with other people. The game was a content goldmine, and it would thoroughly be milked for everything it was worth. I mean, 1 trillion views? I feel like that's a pretty thorough explanation into the game itself and how it began, but the point of the video is to look back and ask, is it worse now than before? I can't, and I honestly don't want to explain the vast history of Minecraft and the eras that it went through and the changes that happened in the decade of time that the game has existed, because it's just too much, and it would take 3 hours to get through the entire history of Minecraft. What I want to talk about is my experience and the experience of many other people that have played the game in the past and still have a soft spot for it today. The video is going to get personal from here on out, so bear with me. I started playing Minecraft around the time it came out in 360, and Jesus Christ, I can't even put into words how excited I was to finally be able to play this game after watching so many of my favorite YouTubers play it all the time. Like, I remember back in 4th and 3rd grade, my entire YouTube history consisted of Minecraft Hunger Game playthroughs and just Sky Does Minecraft videos, and I honestly just grew up with this game, and I was never able to play it since it was only on PC, so getting the chance to play it on Xbox 360 was really a treat for me at the time. Although I knew that the Xbox version and the original Java version on PC were pretty different from each other, it didn't stop me from being excited. I couldn't wait to drop into the world and start my adventure, and then I did, and I was immediately terrified of the fucking game. I didn't want to explore dark caves and night plains on my own because could be creepers there, and I didn't want to blow up and lose my 23 cobblestone and my wood tools. I swear, Minecraft at the beginning is just as much a horror game as it is a sandbox game. So after trying to play Minecraft, I realized that I didn't have any friends, at least not any that could play with me, and that was a pretty important ingredient that I just sort of forgot about when I was watching the videos that I used to watch. Minecraft has a pretty serviceable single-player experience, but if you're like me, then you know that the full potential of the game can only be embraced when you're playing with other people. Starting up a server and being the first to get diamonds or build a house or find a really cool ravine, these are things that help Minecraft find a foothold to motivate you. Minecraft is a directionless game. The biggest thing you could do and will accomplish by the end of the world's lifespan is killing the Ender Dragon, but anything you do before that is pretty much solely reliant on the will of the player. Building a house isn't a requirement, getting diamonds isn't necessary, and making a farm or huge pixel art statue of Master Chief isn't going to check any boxes or make the game pat you on the back, unless it's an achievement. Minecraft is a game about intrinsic motivation at its core, meaning that most people give themselves a reason to play it. Think about what you do when you first spawn into a Minecraft world. You could go get wood, you could walk around, you could kill mobs for food, look for a temple, build a house, go mining. The list goes on, but the game isn't choosing any of these options for you. Yes, there are clear things that you probably will eventually end up doing for natural progression, but nothing is so concrete, and there are actually a lot of ways to make different types of progression in the game. So moving back to my first Minecraft experience, after I figured out that I was an absolute soy boy and couldn't even play the game by myself, I went to go see if I could find anyone to play with me, and eventually I did. I started to make friends on the console with the sole purpose of weaseling them into Minecraft play sessions with me just so I could play the game with someone else and not be scared out of my mind. Believe it or not, I still have a lot of the people that I met during this time in my life added on social media. My friend group from 2013 was part of my sole reason for loving this game. I mean, I would never be who I am today without some of these people. Like, if I didn't spend so much time making memories with these guys I would have never met in real life, then I might be a potentially completely different person today. I owe some of my best gaming experience to these guys: Hunter, Donnie, Timmy, Vincent, Mario, Drake, Kevin, random dudes I met when I was 12 pretending to be 13 with a deep voice on Xbox Live had a bigger part to play in my development than a majority of the people in my life up to that point. And this is to say that generally, I don't like Minecraft as much as I did back then. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely still love it. It's my favorite game of all time, and I've definitely played it more than any other game in existence, but something about the magic just isn't there anymore. I could easily equate this to me getting older or the game changing, and honestly, some of it may be that, but I don't think those are the only reasons. For one, I do still find myself feeling the same way I did before when I play today. Minecraft is something I've never really stopped playing altogether. I don't think a year's gone by since 2013 where I haven't at least played the game once. Hell, even now when I'm 20, me and my current friends just started a realm together and we've been having a whole bunch of fun in it.
Bro, I'm just trying to get a view. Bad bitch, pardon me, I know what's up. I got 2 whores and I'm sucking.
Guess I gotta lower my extra time.
And whether I'm fully immersed in building or mining or exploration, when I hear that classic soundtrack come on, I feel like I'm back in my 2014 apartment playing Minecraft on my 360 again. So the game itself, although undergoing plenty of updates, is still the same foundation. I also interviewed some people from my Discord and a couple people from the server I've been playing in, and even though I only got 7 responses, all of those responses contributed a little to what I'm about to say here. So I'll tell you, something that has changed is the community. Given the long lifespan that Minecraft has gone through, many of the YouTubers that came up with Minecraft and that heavily covered it in the past usually leave or go pursue something else in their careers, leaving new faces to replace them. And I think this has a lot to do with that feeling that Minecraft is kind of being represented differently nowadays. I'm not going to come on here and become an echo chamber for the Dreamstand haters on Twitter, but I will say this new era of Minecraft's community is much, much different than it's ever been. At the beginning of Minecraft's lifespan, there were many different YouTubers between Yogscast, Captain Sparkles, and Sky Does Minecraft. There were several different people heading in the Minecraft community that all had their own charm and appeal, but none of them had this sort of mass appeal that's taking place with the new people that have been representing Minecraft since 2019 or so. See, I understand that Minecraft is one of the biggest games ever, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that eventually we got to this point, but The sheer mass appeal and hysteria that's involved with Dream and the Dream team is a little overwhelming. Dream started YouTube in 2019 and quickly became the biggest Minecraft content creator on the website, with some of his friends like George Not Found, Sapnap, and Bad Boy Halo.
I wish I could explain exactly why or how such a vast difference in audience size started with these guys, but I genuinely have no idea. Dream pulls like several million views per video. Most of the time he pulls tens of millions of views. This green box averages more views than most people on the entire platform, and his fan base is humongous. Dream and his friends go trending on Twitter for, well, I don't know why they go trending on Twitter all the time, but I do know that every time anything in any way noteworthy happens to any of them, I'm the first to hear about it. In fact, literally not 2 minutes before I wrote this sentence, I received a Twitter notification because apparently Sapnap sent a Snapchat to George Not Found of him eating a cookie. Absolutely riveting. I will say I actually do like Dream's content and some of the content of his contemporaries. There's a very good reason why he's popular. The man is simply gifted at Minecraft. Before, I feel like the appeal of Minecraft videos was solely on the personalities of those involved. When I watched Bayesian Canadians Hunger Games Part 123, I was watching because I thought they were entertaining. But Dream's content is more focused on the drama and risk of him succeeding or not in the game. Dream's an incredibly good Minecraft player, and his skill adds to the supplemental value of his chemistry with his friends that appear in the videos with him. It's a heavily entertaining style, so I guess if there's any reason to his success, his content would be at the forefront of it. It's just odd, you know, the community is so much bigger. Minecraft YouTubers and Minecraft streamers seem like they're more popular than a lot of B-list celebrities nowadays. That's not to say that popular equals bad, by the way, because it's not necessarily true on its own. It's just that things are different. The majority of Minecraft viewers now, at least the vocal majority, is mostly made up of Twitter stans, teenage girls, and young kids. And it's kind of always had, Minecraft's always kind of had this reputation of, you know, being a kid-friendly game, so it's not like this is anything crazy new, but it just feels like more than ever I've outgrown the community, which was inevitable, don't get me wrong, but there's a stark contrast between then and now that it feels kind of sad. What I will say is that Minecraft hasn't gotten any worse. It may have felt better in the past, but that has a lot to do with circumstance and personal anecdote. Of course, I feel like Minecraft was funner back then. I had way less to worry about, so I could much more easily be immersed, and I was young, so I was much easier to entertain. But in writing this video, I recently started a realm with the boys since the new update came out that vastly changes the random world generation, and honestly, I feel like a kid again. I think what Minecraft needed was to shake up the formula a little. I feel like if I started a world before this update, it would take me around like an hour or so to get a decent amount of materials and full iron armor, and I can honestly tell you personally, after playing this new update, things are so much harder and valuables are so much harder to come by, which I really enjoy. Saying Minecraft is worse now is just a matter of perspective. Things have gotten more complicated, and maybe you don't like that. The community's become a bit of a mess, and it's mostly mainstream now, but there are more people to enjoy the game than ever, and you know, this game was always destined for that kind of success. All in all, I love Minecraft. Maybe I won't ever reach the love I had for it before, but I'm just glad to have had the game in my life in the first place.